A lot of people are working to change this frame in the moment, and that's why a lot of people don't master reality creation. Reality creation is about changing your thoughts and actions in this moment. Hello, Transurfer and the Transurfing curious. My name is Renee Garcia, and this is TransurfingTV, y'all. Today, reality friction or frictionless reality, right? I mean, obviously, we can tell right off the bat which reality we want to experience as transurfers. We don't want to get caught up in stuff in our reality that's going to sort of snag us and keep us in a lower state and inhibit our ability to rise up to some of those higher lifelines. And this really boils down to, firstly, before anything else, considering and recognizing which thoughts or actions you are participating in that could be causing a friction state, right? A friction state, importance and lower thought quality and getting caught up in pendulums and all that kind of crap. I mean, we all sort of know the obvious ones, right? And then we can manage those things and then start sort of existing in a manner where it just doesn't catch you up anymore. It's almost like you grease yourself down with the concepts. It's like a salve you put all over your body. Like the guy, this is a really bad example. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to actually talk about this. But I heard once that in prison, when guys know that somebody's going to come after them, what they do is they take cooking oil and they cover their body in cooking oil and they keep their clothes off so people can't grab onto them. Oh God, it's so horrible. I can't believe I just said that. But this is kind of what you're doing with reality transurfing, right? Is you're like greasing yourself down so the pendulums aren't going to grab a hold, or you're not going to grab a hold of your own internal dialogue pendulum and get yourself caught up in that, right? Going into an induced transition, all that not cool stuff. Before I get started on this, remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me to enter my daily giveaway for my reprogramming stickers and reality 2.0 on Teachable. Down below, check it out, y'all. Facebook, join us on Facebook, and please subscribe. We greatly appreciate your energetic contribution here at Reality Transurfing TV. Subscribe and like and comment and do all that stuff. So here's what Vadim Zeland has to say about all this before I get to my little breakdown. Just as physical friction generates electricity, so does mental friction. It causes the electrical state of mind. Let me reread that. Just as physical friction generates electricity, so does mental friction causes the electrical state of mind. Okay, so I didn't read it wrong. This is a really poorly translated book, but whatever. We're just going to roll with it. Fear and worry is mental friction. You will have fear as long as you doubt or have uncertainty. So long as you have doubt or uncertainty as to the results of your business or relationships, you will worry and fear about failure in them. Where there is no doubt or uncertainty as to the positive outcome of a thing, there can be no fear, worry, or mental friction. You must detach to remove fear and resistance. Okay, so what he's saying here in my translation of this is that this friction state of you must detach from this way of thinking, right? And it's not enough to just separate, or let me rephrase that. You don't have to worry about separating from this state of being or this sort of thought pattern, right? What has worked for me, and this is essentially how I cured myself of poverty mentality, my God, debilitating poverty mentality my entire life. I was always working to try to detach from this thinking, like actually just separate myself from this thinking. And then I found a much easier way to do it. I don't have to try to do anything with this thinking. I just convert over to this version of me that does this other version of thinking instead. I just swap it out. Now, of course, swapping it out wasn't instant. It's a practice. It's an exercise. But sure enough, I would say it probably took me about 3 years of deciding, you know what? I understand what I'm doing to keep myself resonating in a place of poverty, even though I've got money, even though I've got assets, even though, I'm not destitute or I don't live in poverty. I was still resonating with that frequency. I still had that mentality, and the frequency of that was really it was cyclical. The thoughts fueled the frequency fueled the thoughts. It kept the whole thing going, and I didn't know how to get out of it, right? But again, I switched over to this other state of being over a period of time and just acknowledged when I was doing the friction state of being and worked on being this other version of myself instead. And sure enough, I finally connected with that version of me. Now, I wouldn't say this is completely gone, but I'm probably at 95% here. And I'm probably rocking 5% on my old poverty mentality. I still do some little things. I catch myself, every now and again. Like, I love bargain hunting, right? I'm a big bargain hunter. So I kind of acknowledge that is an activity of this version of me. But I'm like, does it really hurt anything? No, it doesn't hurt anything as long as I'm aware of what is going on internally when that is, when I'm in that state of bargain hunting. Oh boy. Okay, so you probably, if you've watched this channel for an extended period of time, you probably heard me talk about the forward and up thinking versus the downward and back thinking. Okay, so the downward and back thinking is me thinking about what I don't like, what I don't want, where I lack, what I fear, worrying, regret, what other people think of me, what's not going to work, what's fucked up in my reality right now, right? This is me kind of looking back at things that have already transpired, because remember, current reality as we are experiencing it is just a repetition of past frames that have culminated into this present moment, right? So if I'm thinking about what I don't like, what I don't want, what's not going to work, regret, worrying, all that kind of stuff, this is sort of me like not putting myself energetically in a positive trajectory going forward. This is me resonating with what hasn't been working out, what isn't right, all that kind of stuff. And the down version, right? The backward and down, the down part of that is the lower thought quality and the lower nature of my thoughts, right? This is the low version of me kind of experiencing a lower life track, again, focusing on negative information in my layer of reality. This is me probably in an induced transition. I'm probably getting ripped apart by pendulums, resonating at a low frequency, all that kind of stuff. This is poverty mentality me. I don't like being poor. I don't like worrying about money. I don't ever want to be poor again. I don't want to have to struggle for money. I don't have an education, so if what I'm doing for money doesn't work out right now, I'm screwed. What I fear going broke. I don't want to go back to the trailer park. Please don't make me go. I'm worried that I'm not going to make my high overhead. I'm worried that I'm not going to have enough money in my bank account. I regret, whatever. I mean, this is where I existed for a very long time. And again, switching to the forward and up version of thinking is what completely eradicated this over time. So this is the frictionless state. What I strive to achieve. This is me focusing on what I like, what I'm good at, what is easy, what is possible, how it's working, right? What I can do in the moment to, again, get myself, because as I stated a moment ago, this current frame is just the past frames, repetition of the past frames leading up to this materialization of reality right now as I'm currently experiencing it. So if I want to live a different version of reality, then I have to change something up from those past frames, because a lot of people are working to change this frame in the moment. And that's why a lot of people don't master reality creation. Reality creation is about changing your thoughts and actions in this moment to affect the future frames. So you're not going to live an entirely new reality right in this moment, but that entirely new reality is right around the corner as long as you fuel it with the right stuff. And this is the frictionless state, right? This is you sort of gliding through your reality. This is you all greased down, right? And you're kind of like blasting down a slip and slide towards that version of reality that you have intended to reach. But again, you're not going to reach it with these thoughts, right? You're not going to reach it in an induced transition. You're not going to reach it with pendulums ripping you apart. You're not going to reach it with a low frequency. So this is how I access higher lifelines. This is how I access the wave of success. This is how I really stay dialed into my heart and mind coordination. What am I doing? Why am I doing it? How is it helping me, right? Well, I'm doing this because I'm good at it, and I'm doing it because my heart is calling me to do it. So this is what helps me stay connected to that state of heart and mind coordination. And again, not get lost to pendulums and in my own thoughts and doing that backward and down thinking and all that crap. This is how I see my goals. This is how doors appear to me in my reality that I can walk through to get to some of those higher lifelines. This is the state that I'm in when I see signs, guiding signs, telling me the direction to go. Because again, if I'm thinking about what I don't like and what I don't want and where I lack and what I fear and worry and regret and all that kind of stuff, I'm definitely not tuned to a frequency where I'm going to see signs that are going to help me along my way to that higher version of reality. So this is really what it boils down to. Are you living like this? Are you looking down and back? Are you thinking too much on your past? Are you focused on what you don't like about yourself or your life or your reality or your job or your relationship? Are you too overly connected and feeding too much energy into something you don't even want for yourself? So that's another really big question. And are you focused on your shortcomings, where you lack, things that you don't like about yourself? This is all really, really, really powerful stuff to address now and start getting yourself thinking in this other direction. So again, this is what my brain does during the day. What do I strive to achieve? What do I like? What am I good at? What is easy? What is possible? What is working? What is going right? And just continuing to focus on that right? To focus on that. And when I do that, I tune out of this version of me. I turn the volume down on that version of me. So I hope this helps everyone. Let me know your thoughts on this video. Remember to like it and comment below. Join us on Facebook and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye.